Pride absolutely dims your discernment. If you are prideful enough to think, oh, she would never do that to me, after everything I've done for her, I'm an incredible friend. Why would anybody cross me? Why would anybody do something to hurt me? Your pride, as well as your ignorance and your naivety, can absolutely dim your discernment. So, story time to when I was a teenager. At the time, I was friends with someone who I thought was a friend. Even though I saw how she moved with other people, I had fun with her. So I thought that she was an everything friend. But in actuality, she was a fair weather friend, someone who could cheer me up or just have a good laugh with. But when times got hard, she either was not around for true support or she just was someone who actually brought the problems and the drama with her. So at the time, I wasn't in one of those little puppy love relationships, but I remember being at her house and seeing one of the boys that I used to be in a relationship with, if you could even call it that at that age. So I saw he was at her house. He was, orbiting around me, but I wasn't in a relationship with him. I wasn't interested in him. And I just didn't really care that he was there. But in my naivety, I didn't realize, why would he be there? Why would this boy be there? Yes, she at the time was like dealing with his friend, but there was really no reason for him to be there because even him coming, it seemed like he was surprised that I was there. He was almost like, oh, okay, you're here. It's not that she told him I was there and he tried to come and find me and get his long lost love. No, he came for her, which is what I realized and learned after the fact. So, fast forward maybe a week or two, and I get a Facebook message from a girl I've never met before. And this girl is saying, oh, do you know my boyfriend? I'm trying to figure out who's messing with my boyfriend. And I'm like, who's your man? Who's your boyfriend? She tells me, oh, such and such. And I'm like, oh, that was my boyfriend in the past. I don't talk to him. I don't hang out with him. I have no connections with him. I don't know who he's dealing with. I'm sorry that he's cheating on you, but girl, it's not me. So I kind of try to help her and like look at his page, and I'm like, well, looks like he's had some other girlfriends after me, so maybe you should reach out to them. She's like, oh, well, I've reached out to them too, and I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, well, good luck, girl. I don't got nothing to do with that man. So then she circles back and she's like, well, I keep hearing your name, and I don't know why I keep hearing your name. And I'm like, I don't know why either. I didn't realize that the person who was telling her to come look at me and ask me questions was the girl that I thought was my friend. She was the mutual party between the two of us. Not only was she the one messing with him, who I used to deal with, but she was also messing with his friend. All types of messiness that I, at that age, was not as advanced in dynamics of demonic dominance and control and envy and jealousy. Girl, my mind was not thinking about all of that at that age. I wasn't even having, intercourse at that point. I was just very naive and very innocent. So I just had no idea that she was really running this whole ring love triangle diabolical situation. So the girl just keeps messaging me and I naturally got annoyed. I'm like, girl, like now this is annoying. I don't care. You're nasty. You're doing all this stuff with him, telling me all this stuff you're doing with him. I don't care. I don't have anything to do with him. I don't want anything to do with you or him. And she essentially tells me, well, because of your slick mouth, the next time I see you, it's on site, which means that she wanted to fight me. And you see my French manicure, I'm a classy girl, and I was a classy girl then. So I just ignored the message, and I fast forward a few weeks later, I'm out shopping and I had a friend with me who didn't know the situation, but I did tell my sister. So my sister knew, but the friend didn't. So she like said my name out loud when I was in the dressing room. And this girl happened to be in that exact store at the same time as us. She heard my name, waited. Actually, she asked the friend, like, "Oh, do you know Samara?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah." She didn't think anything of it. She didn't mention it to me. We walk out the store. This girl is waiting for me outside the store, and she goes, "Oh, remember me? Remember me? Remember what I said? That when I see you, it's on site, and that I'm gonna fight you, essentially." And I was like, "Well, I'm a classy girl. Like, I'm a classy lady. I don't fight." And she told me that she's trashy, and she does. And she hit me from behind because I was continuing to walk, thinking that this girl would have any sense of civility in her. But no, she didn't. She hit me, and that started a fight. Everyone in that area dispersed. They were not. Everyone in the area dispersed. They didn't want nothing to do with it. I'm fighting the girl. I'm beating her up. And her friend is just standing there shocked. My sister's standing there, and my friend is kind of like, "Oh my gosh." She's on alert. She's trying to like make sure that the friend doesn't jump in. Even though there was more of us than them, she just wanted to make sure that the other girl didn't try to jump in. Mind you, this was my first and only fight that I've ever gotten into over a boy that I wasn't even dealing with. So when I go back years later, I learned not only was it her that was messing with the boy, both of the boys, all of the boys, she also was the one telling this girl to come after me. Not only was that not my friend, but that person basically was operating in the spirit of murder because she had no idea what that girl could have brought with her. She could have brought a knife, she could have had any type of weapon, and it could have been fatal for me. But her and her selfishness, her lust, and all that she had going on with her, envy and jealousy towards me, and even just wanting to save herself so much, she threw me under the bus. And she literally put me in harm's way just to keep herself safe. And because my discernment was dim, not only just because of naivety, but just because of a pridefulness of, "Oh, I see that she's kind of shady with other people, but she's not going to treat me like that. She's not crazy." Yes, in fact, she is crazy. And yes, in fact, she did put me in harm's way, and she treated me the way all of her other friends were treated. And that is a very good lesson on don't let your arrogance, pride, or naivety dim your discernment. If God tells you about a person, believe him the first time.